lovers, welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Hey y'all, and how y'all doing? I know it's been a minute. Yes, it has. And I so have missed y'all like a lot, okay? It's been a lot going on, but we'll probably talk about that a little bit more in the future. But for right now, I guess I can, let me first ask y'all how y'all doing. How has y'all weekend been going thus far? What have you all been up to? What have you been watching, like streaming? What have you been watching at the theater? If you were able to make it out to the theaters, all of that, drop it in the comments because y'all know I am here for it. And I just love to be up in y'all movie business and seeing what's going on with y'all and all that good stuff, okay? But yeah, okay, I give y'all a minute to do that. Think about it, just think about it. Let it take a moment, be still, okay? And really go to that place and yeah, take it back. Tell me about it, okay? So drop all that in the comments because yes, I love hearing about what's going on with y'all. I love to hear about all the blessings and all the different things, and exciting things that y'all have been doing this summer thus far. How has the weather been where you are? Have you been enjoying the sunshine or rain or wind, whatever it is going on, wherever you live in at? Yeah, drop all that in the comments as well because yeah, that's interesting. I love to hear about that. But as for me, a lot of different things going on. Like seriously, like I said, more of that we're gonna get into the future. But just definitely know to keep me in your prayers and all of that good stuff because y'all know sometimes it just, you know how you just be feeling not at your total best, but the show must go on in a sense, all of that, and you just know you it just helps to get moving and keep going and doing the things that you know you need to do. And keep pushing, keep pressing forward and all of that. So that's kind of where I am right now at the recording of this video. I'm like, regardless of how I'm feeling, I really want to be on here. I really want to spend that time with y'all, do a little check-in, see what's happening with y'all and all that good stuff. So yes, definitely keep me in your prayers with that because, whoo, Jesus knows I am praying, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled Not Cinderella's Type. Oh, y'all, this film is so cute. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. A girl's seemingly perfect life is turned upside down after an accident brings a new guy into her life who helps her discover who she is. Now, faith watchers out there, I can't, y'all know we can get so much encouragement and so many different things from films, television shows, books and everything like that, and I have to say this film was perfectly on time, especially with it, like I told y'all how I'm feeling at this very moment. So to see someone like Indy here we meet the character Indy, and yes, she puts you in the mind of Cinderella. It's even mentioned here in this film by one of the guys that told her basically that, but she's like, oh no, Cinderella, no, like no way, okay? And many of you all may be feeling like that. A lot of y'all may be feeling like that. I mean, like who gets that? I mean, this film is like almost like y'all can imagine, not the Cinderella type. Of course, you're gonna be in the mind of the actual fairy tale Cinderella. And I haven't read or even watched any like Cinderella remakes or all of this kind of stuff. I guess this would probably fall under that. It has that whole Cinderella kind of theme going, puts you in the mind of that. But of course, it's in our time, it's a lot more modern. It's a lot more what we're accustomed to because, I mean, like, let's be honest, who is gonna have some pumpkins turned into this carriage and have a fairy godmother and all of that? I mean, it sounds amazing. That's why we so love those fairy tales and different things like that. But I love that this film puts it more in modern day terms for us because I know when I watched the actual Cinderella film, whether it's the cartoon or the live action, because you got a couple of them floating out there, you're more focused on like the fairy tale part of Cinderella, that you know, the fact that this girl worked very hard and different things, and then in the end she gets the prince, okay? She gets that fairy tale. But we know in real life things don't necessarily go in that sense of the word like that. It doesn't really happen like what it seems almost overnight like it does in the fairy tale for Cinderella. So I love, and so when, like I was about to say, my whole point is when I'm watching Cinderella, I'm more focused, and it's not that I'm doing it on purpose, but I'm more focused on that happily ever after, that outcome. I'm like, wow, that's amazing, and different things like that. And we just love that part. It gives us so much hope and lets us know in the end, you win, right? And of course, that puts me in the mind of the word of God. In the end, we do win, but it's just so much in between that it's so easy to get caught up in for us out here, us believers. That in between is the longest, even though when we look back on it, I'm sure we're going to be like, oh, that was like a twinkling of the eye, like seriously, in comparison to eternity. But since we're right here living in the now, it does seem like it's just a long stretch time, a long stretch of seasons, of periods where you're just like, when is going to happen for me, God? When is it going to be that moment for me, right? And so watching this with Indy and just seeing how it is a modern day time for us. So instead of focusing on the outcome, because it's more in our reality, more in our time, right? I was able to look at that in between for Cinderella, for Indy here, the character Indy, who says she's nothing like Cinderella. Her life is nothing like Cinderella. And she was such a sweet person. I love this part about, which reminds me of Cinderella, the character Indy here, because it's like her life, a person would look at her life because it's more in our time, would be like, wow, that totally sucks. That's not fair. And so many different things, and you're rooting for Indy throughout the entire film. But at the beginning, you just see moment after moment that is happening, that it seems like tragedy, trauma, all of this, but the way that she is viewing it is totally different than the way that a lot of people in our time would view it. And that's why I was like, I have to share this film with you all, because she's right now in that in-between where we are now. We are here, we're living, we're alive, but we haven't necessarily stepped into eternity. Many of us are on our way. We are on that path to getting that happily ever after, however that looks to you. It may look different to you than it does to me, and so forth, going with the next person and the next person. But one thing we do have in common right now is that season where we're just living, where we're pressing through. And that is the part where the stumbling blocks are thrown our way, different things, the unexpected happens where we did not expect, and that could be a good thing, it may not be a good thing. That is when sometimes betrayal happens. That is when disappointments happen. That is when discouragements happen, things happens. And then you do have a lot of other sunshiny moments as well. But for many of us, the parts that we don't like tends to grab a hold of us the longest, and it kind of just sticks with you, almost like a dark cloud is hanging over you. And it's like, what do you do in those moments? And so that's one of the parts that I focus on with this film, with Indy, seeing different things that happened to her from the losing of her parents and having to move in with her aunt and uncle, and having to deal with a whole nother household that doesn't necessarily accept her or even value her or even see her worth. And still she is pressing forward. Still she shows kindness. Still she shows love and compassion. And you're like, what? Why? And all of this different stuff. Many people would complain, many people would throw themselves a pity party, many people would take all of that out on others, what they got going on at home. But for Indy, that is not the case. She still goes to school, and you would think that this girl is living a life of luxury or whatever at home, because the way that she behaves, the way that she treats people is so lovely, it's so amazing. It reminds me of the word of God when he tells us to walk in the spirit and not the flesh. So all these different things are coming to my mind. It reminds me of even the moments that we have that are not necessarily the most pleasant thing in the world, but yet, what is your perspective on that thing? And Indy shows us in this film that it is all about perspective. It is all about looking at that glass half full. It is all about trusting and knowing that better days are on the way, that they are coming, that you are loved regardless of how you feel, regardless of how people see you or even treat you. That doesn't matter. But God what does God say about you? How much does he love and adore you? How much is he encouraging you and rooting for you and wanting you to win? That is the highlight for me here with this film. And like I said, I didn't really have to go into detail with it as far as the actual film, letting you know this happens, that happens, or whatever. Mostly I let you know, okay, this is almost like a Cinderella retelling, okay, but more modern day, where we can really understand or put ourselves in Cinderella, and put ourselves in any situation. But I'm just drawing forward out of that well those values and different things that you can focus on while you're watching this film, regardless of where you are in life right now. Of course, I don't know, and many of us, we walk around and we hold certain things close to our hearts because God tells us to guard our hearts, right? We're not supposed to be out here just saying any and everything and all of these kind of different things like that. We're supposed to guard our hearts. We're supposed to be mindful of what comes out of our mouths and what we take in as well, what we watch. So this is one of those things that I wanted to share with you to encourage all of you out there, regardless of how you feel and what you may be going through, or if you're in a period or a season where you're waiting on God to come through for you, or maybe you're in a moment where things are going on with your body physically. You're going through a bit of discomfort, or you heard a bad report on your health, whatever the case may be. I want to encourage you to know that God has the final say so. He is the one that his word does not return void, and we can speak his word over any situation, over our bodies, over our minds, our mouths, and everything, and know that it is going to manifest at some point. In the meantime, our job is to believe and to trust and to know that our words are going directly to God's ears. He does hear our prayers, and he loves and adores us. And I'm probably saying more of this to me than I am to you all, because like I said, when I started this video, I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of things that we're going to catch, that I promise to catch you all up on a little bit into the future. But as far as this video, yes, know that, yeah, your sister below, woo, it is something. But in the end, I love, like I said, with the character Indy as well, a lot of things that were happening to her, and she had to stay positive. She had to stay believing and keep trusting and hoping. And of course, she does meet a little bit of, well, a couple of characters that kind of help her along the way, help her stay on that journey and remind her of who she is. Like many of us, God does remind us. And no, if he don't send you a person, just know that his word, that's that reminder. This is our mirror. This is supposed to be our reflection here, regardless of what we're feeling inside, regardless of what someone else has said that is contrary to the word. This is the truth right here. This is what we believe, regardless of how we feel it and all of that. So yeah, once again, this film is titled Not Cinderella's Type. You're gonna enjoy it. It's a modern day retelling, puts us right here, it meets us right where we are, and overall you're gonna have a wonderful time. Yeah, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna smile, you're gonna be so encouraged, and that's why I wanted to share this film with you all. But before I leave y'all for the day, oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all that I updated in my description our video posting schedule, because I know I told y'all in the past there were going to be some changes. Told you probably in a few videos back, but I wasn't sure. Right now we are at Saturday. Well, I have to put Saturday on there. I know I have Sunday, but we are on Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So that's 4 times out of the week that I hope you all can join me, hang out with me, and we can be encouraged and prayerful and all of that together. So that's where I am. I wanted to try something a little bit different, because from even me, even if I'm not necessarily on here hanging out with you all, a lot of times I do be on YouTube listening to different videos. I say more listening than watching, but yeah, because I'm just on the go a lot of times, just listening to a lot of different things that are encouraging and all of that kind of good stuff. And I find that those days that I mentioned be the slowest days for me to come across new videos of different creators that I may watch. And so I was like, you know what, I want to try those days, because maybe those days are a little bit slower, not only for me, but maybe they're a lot slower for you all too, to find different things that you know, kind of feel like, okay, I'm here with you and all of that. Really feel like somebody there hanging out with you and reminding you, okay, stay the course, stay the course, all right? So I was like, okay, let me try these days. I'm gonna try to schedule out. I was thinking for about 6 months. Just wanted to give it a good bit of time where I can see if it's really circulating, if it's helping, if it's getting momentum here, all of that. So that's the schedule we're gonna be on for now. If there's any changes, I will let you know in the posting section or put it on the video, okay? But yeah, I ask that y'all forgive me that it has been probably a little bit over 2 weeks of us hanging out our last time. I do apologize for that because I want this to be a channel where you know, okay, certain days, but love is there, okay? I know I'm gonna have something to do. I'm gonna have somebody to talk to. We're gonna hang out. And I want this channel to be more like that, and I know that's more on my part. I have to stay the course so you all can feel like, okay, like clockwork. I know this day, that day, she there, okay? So that's where we're at right now. And once again, forgive me, like seriously. I told y'all I would let you know, and I mean that. I will remember, okay? I'm not gonna forget. And sometime in the future, don't know when, but for those of you who are real faith watchers out there who actually watch the channel, engage with the channel, y'all always checking in, all of that, you won't miss it, okay? But for those of you who probably kind of dip and dive, child, girl, get it together, you may miss it, okay? Because I'm not saying exactly when or what video it's gonna be on, okay? Gotta watch it to the end, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and get into the scripture before I leave y'all for the day. And we're coming out of Psalms, okay? Psalm 62 verse 8. Well, that's not the one. I think that's more for me. I'm a girl, let me, okay, I'm gonna bookmark that for myself because I need to read that properly. Jesus telling me something, can you tell me something? Okay, let's go to, okay, that's mine. Let me go to y'all's. Okay, Psalms 115:3. But our God is in heaven. He does whatever he pleases. So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Know that y'all in my prayers. Please keep me in y'all prayers. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.